guys, and welcome back to this week's segment. My name's Caitlin, and this is
Heather. Hi.
the infamous Heather that we always talk about, my wonderful roommate.
Usually I'm behind the camera, but this week she
Forced
me.
to help me with the segment.
We love that.
This week's segment is going to be about TV and all the shows that are being canceled.
And there's a lot.
There's a lot. Heartbreakingly, Supernatural. End of an era. Truly.
How many years is it?
They're on like their 15th season
That's
now. That's
insane.
literally 16 seasons, over 300 episodes.
That's nuts.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Me and my mom have loved it. I started watching it April 14th, 2014.
Wow, you know the actual date.
Because I tweeted about it. Because I had a fan page. So I tweeted about it.
Of course you did.
It was a Teen Wolf fan page, actually.
We love
Fun
that.
fact.
I didn't do that.
I
I just started it.
amazingly famous.
Fun fact, I started watching in like December of 8th grade, I think, and then I watched the episode where the demon was on the plane. It was like the second one.
Season 1, episode 4.
Yeah, and it was right before I went to fly to
Phantom
Disney.
Traveler.
So I was like, I started it, and it's like, oh, there's a demon on the plane, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put this on hold for a little while, and I didn't pick up until
That's
like.
how I was with season 2, episode 2. Everyone loves a clown. I hate clowns.
I love that. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hold off for a while, and then I picked it up again like in the springtime, and I watched like 4 seasons in a week.
That's so wonderful.
I was like, I need to catch up.
I love that show. Bloody Mary, the 5th episode.
That's
Petrifying.
crazy.
Couldn't look in mirrors for like a good month.
That's what I loved about the first couple of seasons though.
They were good.
So
They were scary.
Like they were like actually like I was horrified to fly because I'm like, oh my god, what if there's a demon on the
So
plane?
is Dean. We can't just talk about Supernatural.
I know, but there's so much to talk about.
There's 16 years to
I
talk
know.
about.
In a way, I'm kind of happy that it's like ending now because once it hit
It's
like
jumping the shark.
Yeah, once it hit like season 8, 9, like they just started killing everybody, bringing
The
everybody
last
back
probably
to life.
good episode was The Darkness, which I
Yeah, that was
You're
probably
caught up. Yeah.
That was like the last like big bad that was like kind of relevant.
yeah,
And now
because
it's
God
just,
was in it. They brought
Yeah.
God back.
And now it's kind of just like, oh, Sam and Dean have died like 5 times already.
5. Have you remembered Mystery
5-0.
Spot?
Yeah.
Mystery Spot. They literally lost count. He was like, I stopped counting at 120. And another show that's also has been on for so many years, Criminal Minds.
That
recently
broke my heart.
they came out. They said that this next coming season, that's starting in September, is going to be their last season. It's only going to be 10 episodes.
That's crazy.
That's nothing.
I
It's going
know.
to be over by Halloween.
That's terrifyingly heartbreaking.
I'm
not caught up yet, but like I'm watching it now, and I still have like, see, I'm on season 9, so I have 3 more seasons, and I'm just like, I'm not ready for it to end. Like I have so much more already, but I'm just like, just thinking about it in the back of my head, it's like, oh my god, like, what am I gonna do without this show?
It's a very good show.
It is.
It got my friend interested into crime, and now she's majoring in criminal justice.
That's what I love about television shows, that you're just so interested in, and like you want to like emulate that.
Yeah, she was like watching it. It blew her mind.
Yeah, that's
She's like completely in love with
ridiculous.
Spencer Reed, as am I.
Who is it?
They just said, "Who is he?" I was like, "How dare
Who
you?"
is he? No, who isn't in love with Spencer Reed?
When
My
Derek
son.
Morgan left, heartbreaking. I cried for like days. I was so upset. Plus, that episode is just so good.
I haven't gotten there yet. I know he leaves because I've like seen the spoilers because I like to torture myself and just like search stuff online. But I've heard it's bad.
It was very upsetting.
I'm dreading getting to that episode,
It
and I
was-
know it's coming soon.
I think I've only watched it. I've watched every episode of Criminal Minds and Supernatural several times. There's at least one episode of every show that I watch that I will not watch. That's the one that for Criminal
Really?
Minds.
God.
That, and for Supernatural season 5 episode 10, Abandoned All Hope, when Joe and Helen die, because
Stop.
I watched that once and I haven't been able to watch it since.
Nope,
and I'm just
can't
like,
do it.
no. To go back to CW though,
I was like, they're canceling a lot
of shows.
which is like, I guess good in a way because it's like a new wave of like content. But
I think they're probably gonna go more of like the Riverdale route because for some reason they're ending Arrow.
I heard it's not good anymore.
Yeah, because they've had the same big bad for 2 seasons in a row, which I've never, ever, ever heard of a TV show do.
No.
Like, any TV show do that.
I mean, Sherlock kind of did it with Moriarty, but like.
But Moriarty is Sherlock Holmes. Like, Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty,
That's
it's
peak.
them.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole franchise. It's Sherlock versus Moriarty.
So, like, that makes sense. But, like, is it just, like, I've never seen Arrow, so is it just, like, this, like, random big bad they introduce, and they're like, oh, yeah, like, he's gonna kill us all, and, like, they've been dealing with him for, like,
And,
2
like,
seasons.
he's, like, the most vindictive, manipulative person, like, that I've ever seen.
We hate that.
It's, like, he's annoying. I'm just, like...
I'm done with you.
Like, Slade Wilson. Slade. I know his name, Slade. I think it's Wilson. Slade was better. Deathstroke. You don't know. You don't do comics.
I don't know.
They're also, CW's also ending iZombie, which I've never actually met anyone else that watches that, but me and my mom watch it. It was very good. It was
I heard the first season was good, and then, like, again, it started just going, like, downhill. Which is what a lot of CW shows do.
Yeah, I'm sorry
like,
to say,
unpopular
but
opinion.
Riverdale.
I've never seen it, but
It was so good.
Honestly, I'm not interested in it whatsoever.
It was so good. I literally only started watching it because of Cole Sprouse. I was like, he looks very attractive in these posters. I'm gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, oh, Cole Sprouse, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, hell yeah. So she started watching it too, and like we both like really started liking it. And honestly, I think after the Black Hood season, like halfway through the Black Hood season, jumped the shark.
Oh.
Like, there's so much, in the current season that's going on, there's so much going on, and it's, like, all over the place, and I'm like...
Well, because that's also adapted from a comic book, too, right? Or no?
Well, no, because the Archie comics, I have Archie comics. I read Archie comics. And it's, like, so, like, fun and upbeat and stuff.
But it's like based off of, like...
Yeah, based off
like,
those
I feel like
characters.
that's a problem with, like, a lot of shows that do that. Like, different, like, comic books, and, like, once they're done, like, adapting from, like, the comic, like, the actual book, and they try to go off on their own spin... That's when they're kind of just like
Walking Dead.
Like The Walking Dead.
Oh my
like,
god, Walking Dead. I don't even want to watch Walking Dead anymore.
The adaptation, like, once they finish, like, where, like, the author, like, left off, like, even with Game of Thrones, and, like, they started doing, like, their own spin. But I feel like it's the same thing with every single adaptation, which is what I hate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time you see, like, oh, we're, like, doing a reboot or, like, a spin-off from, like, the book, and I'm like, well, great. They're gonna ruin it.
That's what happened with the Maze Runner. The last 2 movies, they combined Scorch Trials and Death Cure. They combined them.
Yeah, and then it just went down.
They were trash.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a big fan of the Maze Runner. I know the movies are trash. But the books, unbelievable. Yeah. I do agree with that, because a lot of things, like, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, and I'm like, yay, I'm excited, and then they turn out so bad because they go way off the book, or they go way off the comic. But Arrow, I thought Arrow did a pretty good job. I really liked it. I think all the comics on CW are good. Riverdale, it was an amazing concept, but also hate what they're doing because
they just execute it poorly, and
that's
what sucks.
But they're also like, I think they're gonna merge Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the Adventures.
Really?
Yeah, because I recently watched the 2nd season that came out for Sabrina. They were reading Archie comics, and they're in the town of Greendale, which is the town neighboring Riverdale, and they've mentioned Riverdale in Sabrina. They've mentioned Greendale in Riverdale.
Interesting. That's an interesting concept, because
it's weird.
Sabrina's strictly on Netflix, right? Like, it's not like so is Netflix merging with CW?
But
or vice
also,
versa?
they are reading Archie comics in the show, but talking about Riverdale, which is based on Archie comics. So it's like crossing the fourth wall. It's trippy. But
so
they've also
weird.
talked about like Sweetwater River, which if you watch Riverdale, you know that's where spoiler, Cheryl Blossom tries to kill herself. And that's where Jason dies. That's what the show is based off. It's based off of Sweetwater River and Jason dying.
Interesting.
So I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that plays out.
It's just weird. It's very, like, the whole Riverdale CW thing. CW canceling so many of its shows. Literally almost all of their shows.
I'm worried that they're trying to, like,
Start a new era.
Start a new era and also fail
Rebrand
miserably.
I think they're trying to, like, rebrand themselves. Because right now, CW is known for, like, not great shows and it's very edgy.
It's very edgy. It's always, like, either, like, superheroes or, again, like, the supernaturally, like... Witches.
Well, because they added Charmed, which they got so much hate for. Because people were like, it has not been that long since the show has ended. You cannot reboot this. It's like, it's going to be awful. No one's going to watch it. The 3 actors...
I have no idea who the
Alyssa Milano, I know that's one of them. Rose something. And then, like, Holly Piper. That's totally wrong.
Billy Piper?
I don't know.
No, she's from Doctor Who.
The Arya's mom from Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, I have no idea who that is.
I have no idea.
But
like, you would. Like, all 3 of them were like, this is stupid. We worked so hard for this. Because Charmed was on one of the most iconic.
Oh, you meant, like, the actresses from, like, the old show.
Yeah.
I thought you meant who's, like, playing the new ones.
Oh, I have no idea. They are nobodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
too.
probably not going anywhere. Because they worked so hard. That was so many.
Charmed was...
iconic.
Classic. My mom still watches
We watch it.
I love Charmed. Like,
we watch it. Like, we just recently rewatched the whole series together. We watch it all the time. I still cry when Leo gets put in that, like, water cage, like, thing. And I'm like, Leo, don't do this to me. I love Leo. So sad with the final season, because it was just heartbreaking. When, Prue dies... You can't even say that's a spoiler. It literally came out in, like, the 90s. If you don't know that Prue dies, you're doing something wrong with your life.
Just watch Charmed.
Just watch Charmed. Unpopular opinion, Breaking Bad is not that good.
I think I've only seen,
which
like,
says a lot from a film major.
The first or second episode.
It's an amazing plot. Don't get me wrong, the plot is amazing and the shots are amazing. I just think the episodes themselves go by.
And that's what sucks too. That was like when I started Criminal Minds, and I was like, "This is so slow. This is so, like, boring." Like, my friend Emily, who convinced me to watch it.
When you start like a crime show like that, you have to be very careful because you do one wrong mistake
and you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
They had to be very careful. They didn't start like children episodes until like 4 seasons in. And honestly, that's when it really started picking up.
I remember, like, when I was first watching it, like, my friend was like, just give it a chance, give it a chance. And then, like, it suddenly, like, everything hit the fan, and I was like...
like, hyperventilating.
And then I'm like, I can't stop watching.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched, over Christmas break, how many episodes did I watch in a day?
You watched, like, almost 2 seasons over break.
Once I started, I was like, oh, my God, I need to keep watching. Like, and now it's, like, it's going to be hard to part with it.
Oh, 100%. I'm going to be heartbroken, but also I'm most likely going to rewatch it all the time.
Probably.
I still watch it. Like, if I'm just like...
You go, give me an episode, or give me a number.
Yeah.
Okay, now pick a number between...
Give me a number 1 through 12.
And then give me
okay, now give me a number 1 through 24.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Sometimes I try and pick the sad ones to make her sad.
Season 5, episode 16 or 19, Mosley Lane gets me every time.
16, I think.
There are pictures of, like, me and my friend from home, Celia, just of us sobbing. Mosley Lane is probably...
Crazy episode.
It's, wow. Heartbreaking.
Wow. I
Absolutely
sat there. Did I watch it when I was home, or did I... Yes, because I was texting you.
Yeah.
And I, like, was just sitting, like, on, like, in my bed watching, and I'm like...
Heartbreaking.
It's not... Like, I was shocked. Like, obviously, like... I was shocked that they did that, but just the way that, like, I'm not trying to spoil it, but just, like, the way that they, like, had it written and shot was just so beautiful. Wow.
Okay. Heather's a film major.
Hi. We're both film majors, don't get me started. I can go on and on.
It was such a well done episode, so well written.
Honestly, like, big round of applause for, like, everybody.
Evan Peters is in that.
Yeah.
Huge Evan Peters fan.
Was that was before American Horror Story, right?
Yeah, long before.
Long before, yeah. Because I always forget Criminal Minds started, like, so, like, late.
2005.
Or, like, so, yeah. And then I, like, watch, like, the earlier episodes when they're on, like, flip phones and Blackberries, and I'm like, yes.
Like, pagers, yeah.
Okay, so that's all the time we have today. It's great talking with y'all.
I hope you liked this week's episode, and I hope you
enjoyed my beautiful presence and all of my...
I've been trying to get her on camera the whole time we've had the show.
And it's been a struggle. Maybe I'll make another appearance.
Bye.